Okay, during the time where our dough is maturing, is like building gluten, I want to talk a little bit about the sourdough starter. So, what is a starter? Starter start with same amount of water and flour, and you just let it room temperature. It's gonna build up, produce like its own, catch the wild yeast in the air, and start producing yeast by itself. So what is really important with a starter is like we need to feed those bacteria that eat the flour and transform it like into like flavor. So what we're gonna do is like we're gonna feed it with a certain amount of flour each day, sometimes twice a day, depending if the use we do it. Like here I feed the starter once a day. Right now we can see the starter already rise. Already like now it's starting to go down, so that means his food is exhausted. He doesn't have any more food in there. So we need to give him more food. So all we're gonna do it is by feeding him flour. So the important thing in starter is like it's always the same amount of flour and water. So in here example, I got 2,000 grams. So mean 1,000 grams of water, 1,000 grams of flour. I'm gonna go grab a spoon. Just gonna give a good stir to it. So right now I'm gonna keep like 1,000 grams of this starter. I got my electronic scale under there. That is what we call the discard. I will bake bread with it. I will do whatever. You can do like crumpet, muffin, anything you want with this starter. Today I don't need it, so I'm just gonna throw it away. I could just give it to a friend if I want, but if I do that, I'm gonna have way too much friend. So right now I got 1,000 grams of starter. I'm gonna add, because 1,000 grams, I know it's 500 grams of water, 500 grams of flour. So I'm gonna start adding 500 grams of fresh water. I wanna end up with my 2,000 at the end, always. And that is make sure I got enough starter each day to produce bread. I can sell starter. Or, I know my starter is just healthy. You got enough food, you got fresh feeding. Right now we're just loosening the starter with water. Everything come together. That still has pretty lumpy. Again, you cannot rush those steps. It's just you have to take the time to do it. So now that I have like really good mix, really consistent, I'm gonna be able to add my flour in there. Got 500 grams of just plain wheat flour. You could add different flour. Different flour gonna give different flavor. Same thing with your water. This starter is like almost 4 years old now. And I remember when I started this starter, I didn't start it with just regular water. I took some water with some apple peel, pineapple peel that I let ferment on the table for a couple of days, strained this water. And with this water, I start my starter. So to give him like some really nice aroma. Right now the starter is just really nice. The aroma from it are really sweet, a little bit sour. The bread is just amazing. Again, you know, we're gonna give it, like I always said, 100 hit of spatula. You just want to make sure this is mixed really well. Again, you can see the consistency, pretty stiff, so like that's gonna be able to keep out those nice bubble. We're gonna see a nice pop in the next 12-20 hours before we give them another feeding tomorrow. Yeah, I need to come here on the weekend just to feed my starter. It becomes really elastic. Just gonna put a starter in there. Now that's his home for the next 20 hours. We're just gonna cover it like this. Nothing hermetic, like we don't want like choke him to death in there. We want still like to be able to catch some bacteria going around. I know it seems really weird in those times where bacteria are pretty nasty. But like I said, I create my own bubble here. So this is my workspace, this is my station. I'm not working with any staff. So perfect place for me. So we're gonna culture that. Again, the next 20 hours, I'm gonna give it another feeding tomorrow. And that's how we feed starter. So hopefully if you got any more questions, you can just ask. And I'm gonna try to answer all the questions about sourdough starter.